Hi guys, I'm Emma on the sofa with Aren Drift. How are you guys?
Very good.
Hello.
Good. So take us back to the beginning and how did Aren Drift start?
So I moved out to Czech back in 2011, going down a new work avenue. When I moved to a new area, I tend to sort of see what's going on musically quite quickly. A couple of the guys working with said there's some jam sessions around at the Skull Records house. So I also wanted to go and check it out, a few beers, play some guitar, some cajon, etc. Straight away, very distinctive voice, and instinctive voice, I suppose. Just quite intrigued. We hit it off quite well straight away. So I ended up playing percussion for Raka, a guy called Mate and Yada, and a little sort of group Anima going over there at the time, and played some blues gigs and stuff. And then it was something I wanted to carry on, but moving back to the UK, I knew we both wanted to carry on doing music. They were taking a bit more full band style, so thinking about looking for guitarists, so straight to my mind pops this guy,
Okay.
who I met back in 2008.
Was that by chance as well?
I can tell you mine.
Just by chance, I popped out for a cigarette when I was rehearsing one of my old
It's not my
bands,
story
and
now.
I'll hand it over to him. But I popped out for a cigarette, and there's this forlorn-looking guy standing outside, looking slightly perturbed.
It's always the
That's a good
chances
segue.
that how these magical things happen though.
Yeah, I was just with a covers band I had at the time called Jensen, and we were auditioning 2 drummers,
Okay.
and they were awful. This guy looked like I was having a heart attack on the drums. And it's like, whoa, this is not going anywhere, what am I going to do? So I took a punt, just walked out of the studio at Scream Studios in Croydon, and then Dom had to be walking by and he just said, "Do you know any good drummers?" He was like, I might do. What do you play? I said, oh, Muse, a little bit of Stereophonics, a little bit of Radiohead. He's like, okay, that sounds good. Jumped at the chance,
Yeah.
and then the rest is history. And then we had a first rehearsal with him, and I just thought, wow, this guy's good.
And how did the name actually come about?
From Radka's initials, over to you.
That's right.
I've learned that recently.
Yeah, well, lots of people, they quite struggle to remember my name, my first name, because obviously it's not English. So I decided, to use over the years like a pseudonym, and it was made out of my initials, which is RN, so phonetically it's Aren. And the second name Drift is just because I like to drift in my head, So yeah.
I love that.
And so when I came up basically with this name, the guys liked it instantly, so we started to use it as a band.
Yeah, we went through quite a few names, didn't we, down that one?
Can I ask any of the other names that you did have?
Oh well, we had the Aren at the start, but there were quite a few discussions for it open to guys down at 42 after a few beers a couple of times, and there was some, obviously you could see the different styles of music coming in where people just like Aren Grave and Aren Land, which I quite liked, and then I realised I was thinking of Barren Land, and so it didn't quite work. I think I was thinking of arable farming as well, which didn't quite work. But people were just trying to basically just throwing out different endings to go on the end of it. But I think Drift came up a couple of times, and it sort of very quickly just became there. I think it seemed natural. I think Rag was already designing the logo by that point, so we couldn't really go back either.
The logo is amazing, I have to say. But speaking of the Czech, have you guys ever played there yet? Have you played any shows at all?
We haven't played in Czech Republic yet. We'd love to in the future. However, we are waiting for a bigger opportunity, so maybe if we were invited by some decent festival, so then we could book a few more gigs around it, but we just don't want to go there for a couple gigs, because obviously of the cost and everything, But we'd love to do at some point European tour and book a couple of gigs in Czech Republic and maybe in Germany, Holland, so it would be nice.
Yeah, they've got a good music scene from what I remember.
They have, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys would go down well in Germany.
Yellow Dog.
Yellow
yeah.
Dog that we went to.
And they know how to pay in Europe. as well, which is beneficial.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure about that.
Right.
Depends.
How do you guys come up with the concept of a song, and what is your writing process? So, lyrically, do you have the idea for quite some time,
Well, it's
and
really,
then bring it together?
it's really Racker's.
Okay.
Racker comes up with a song and an idea and brings it to the studio, and then we try and jam around with it. Occasionally we add little bits in there ourselves, but on the whole it's, Racker kind of directing it and coming from her head really. So
Bring the
hopefully-
nucleus of a song and an idea of what sort of sense, what ethereal sense we want it to be in.
Mhm.
Like a new track, Sirens, and that explains sort of what sort of feel we want to have to it. Whether it's going to be heavy, whether it's getting heavier or not, whether it's going to be a bit lighter or darker song.
Mhm.
And then we'll just basically put our translation of that in to fill out our parts, basically. And then it all just seems to
Comes together.
working really well at the moment. Just naturally songs coming together with little tweaks and stuff at home. Rack will do a lot of post editing at home with ideas recorded on the phone. Quickly message them over on WhatsApp and stuff to think for next rehearsal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
You didn't need to say anything, Racker.
Feel free to butt in.
You guys have recently released your EP, which is amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's lovely. How did you decide what songs actually went into it? Did you have more than the initial songs that are on there now? Was it hard to?
We
Yeah,
did.
we've got quite a few songs.
We've got quite a few songs, but we chose those three because we thought that they sort of like merge together. It's like if you
It's
have
like a
a look at
mini
it.
story.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, so we chose.
They're all slightly different as well, I think, aren't they? So they kind of, it's a nice contrast. Mind you, most of our songs are kind of different.
We wanted to keep a fairly commercial sound
Mhm.
to it, because obviously some of the songs or some of the styles that we didn't even realise when we first started playing with, sort of people told us we were rock, sort of progressive rock, and it's hard to pigeonhole yourself sometimes, or not pigeonhole yourselves, but we were sort of told what genre we would sort of slip into. Those songs can be sort of a bit all over the place initially, so I think they're the most sort of commercially viable songs that would cross a few, I suppose, people coming for the first time to hear the band.
Yeah.
And
where you
might
kind of.
invite in more than if we took some of the darker, trippier stuff in there
Yeah.
straight off. I think that's going to be a nice darker side to the album.
Yeah, a
to
good
really
introduction.
bring that side of things out.
Speaking of the EP, in regards to the artwork, we
Yeah,
need
that
to
was all
know.
me.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm a genius.
Back when we went on holiday and we did it.
Right.
She's so lazy, it's terrible. Online, of course.
Yeah, so they did it all. Okay, they didn't. I did it myself, yeah. Because as we were chatting before, out of the camera, I like or I see Aren Drift as an artistic project,
Mhm.
So it's all like my expression. So it's not just about the music, but I like to do a bit of designing, working on the pictures, working on the post-production of the videos, and everything. Yeah. So basically, obviously the cover for the EP I designed myself because I felt that if I do it myself, I will express what is the music about as well.
Mhm.
So.
Okay. What are your influences when it comes to writing and performing? What bands do you look up to?
Okay, there are so many of them. It's really difficult to say. I grew up doing classical music, so I still like classical music. I love lots of prog rock, progressive rock, and classic rock as well. So anything like from Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin. I like heavier music as well. I like metal bands. Recently I discovered a band which is called In This Moment. It's a female fronted band. Check them out, I think you're gonna like them as well. But there are so many of them, so I'm gonna let guys.
Well, funny enough, again, I think a mixture between mum and dad's record collection, vinyl covered growing up, and
Yeah.
just all the islands collection and everything. I think I grew up with a lot of Motown and mod and ska. I think it's just there was always a musical environment being around. I wanted to play at an early age, so I was always into classical growing up from an early age as well. I sort of stamped my feet about wanting to play violin when I was 6, and mum and dad sort of helped what they could to get hold of a violin so I could play. But sort of when you get to your teenage years, it's suddenly not as fun or cool anymore.
No.
And I'd always been a big rock fan sort of behind it, and wanted to play some other styles, and I sort of thought I was going to be a guitarist, but fell into drums. I think even from a kid I'd still sort of been drumming on, as you do, just on pots and pans and sofas and just on your legs and stuff and that. But influence wise, I think from drummers it's always been, I just love the simplicity and the groove of people like Brad Wilk from Rage Against the Machine. And then your intricacies of people like from Buddy Rich back in the day through Bill Bruford up to Duplantier from Gojira stuff now. I think there's some great drummers out there at the moment. Really on the underground scene, I'm surprised at how good the level of drummers are as well. That we see sort of on a weekly basis in local venues. There's some fantastic guys out there.
Yeah, I grew up with, like Dom said, you know, your parents' taste. Nana Muscuri and the Bee Gees and some weird stuff. But then at school I was influenced by thrash metal, Slayer, Metallica. Nuclear Assault, I think, was one of the bands I got into. So the days where we used to copy tapes. A friend of mine called Simon Snell used to copy tapes and then write down the whole album listing on the tape, and I'll just listen to it. I didn't like the music initially at first. It's kind of strange, it's challenging. But I like the challenge, and I think it's quite rewarding when you have music that's challenging. But as you get older, I don't listen to that music anymore, really. I suppose actually if I did listen to any thrash now, I'd probably be Meshuggah, Rage Against the Machine, Muse. But I wouldn't say...
Muse are thrash?
Apparently now.
My tastes have changed. There's loads of bands, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Yeah. Oh, Theo's not here. His would be Slipknot.
You're covering for Theo.
Yeah. Every day since he was born.
Good man.
It's only like last year, was it?
So ahead of the EP you released your first video for Snow Queen. What was it like to film?
It was
Did you
brilliant.
all have influence on it, and how did you feel that it went?
Well, it's a good job that I remembered to put a click track to the songs, because otherwise we wouldn't know when to start, which is interesting. It would have been like, right, ready, go, and then, oh dear, we're out of sync with the song. So that was a...
I've been down a gig at St Paul's, and I think straight away from seeing it set up for music, I've gone home and said to Redcar,
It's
that's
such
got
an
to be in
iconic
the
venue.
list of an idea
It's lovely.
visually.
Did you?
I WhatsApped everybody in the band saying, with a picture from before that gig, video venue potentially, and you wanted to look at a few places, but that was on my
You've
list.
got WhatsApp evidence now, haven't you?
Well, exactly. It's in the group chat.
It's on camera now.
Should we go through the phones now?
Yeah. Go back and when I looked at a lot of went out and took a lot of time looking at a lot of venues to get the right sort of feel, and it came back in.
It
Came
goes
back in the
very
end.
well.
You don't have the mic, by the way.
Sorry.
That's good.
But because when you watch the
Brilliant
video,
job.
and for me, when I watched it, even though I already knew it was St Paul's, just from the feel of the video, that could be anywhere, anywhere in the world, not necessarily where it is. I think
Yeah,
that comes
and-
along with the feel.
We did it on quite a good budget as well,
Yeah, good.
so you probably got something to say about that.
Yeah, I would say that initially I was searching for churches because I wanted to have that kind of like a goddess feel, you know. And then obviously some footage was done back in Czech Republic because we were after snow. I remember I was on a mountain in minus 20 degrees wearing a dress for 2 days in a row. So it was quite drastic, you know. But yeah, we enjoyed it, it was good fun. And then yeah, we did some extra footage back in England. So. And a massive shout out to Oli Doling, who did a very good job in regards to filming and in regards to post-production, which we did together. So well done, Oli.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ollie.
Yeah.
And we'll take a look at the video now. So you guys have been gigging for a while now, you've been on the circuit. How do you find the audience? How have you found the audience have reacted to you?
Really well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, good feedback. Most gigs we've had good feedback. Cheers, more.
I would say that your EP launch was amazing.
That was
fun.
good.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you,
brilliant.
yeah.
It had a good vibe, you know, and
It was a good atmosphere.
That's right.
Mm.
And we'd like to say massive thanks to everyone who comes to our gig, not just our gig, but to any gig and support live music, because I think the scene really needs this.
Needs
You know,
it. It does. And obviously quite a few venues are closing down actually. How have you found it on the gig circuit in general? Do you always find that you have got places that you know that you can get into, even though?
Yeah, I mean there's plenty of places out there that we haven't even started to approach yet because we've kept it fairly local in that first year. I think whilst we were honing the initial set and getting it, I mean we changed the order of the set since we first started gigging it, and now it runs much better. It's got a much better feel. Now we changed the order of the songs around. So we've kept it fairly local to where we've been over the last year, branched out a couple of places. I think now, from this year onwards, we really kick on into other areas of the UK, and obviously looking
London.
possible jumps over to Europe where possible as well. But a lot of my favourite venues from growing up are gone. As such a shame, big venues, small venues as well. Obviously the whole destruction of Oxford Street, Tottenham Court Road, Charing Cross Road Junction, lost a load of venues around there. Some great music venues and shops. But across the country it's been the same really for everybody. So the ones who are out there, the ones who are doing it well, I think are starting to see the uplift again of people who are really going out and getting into it. I just think more venues need to get on the bandwagon and making sure they make a venue somewhere that people actually want to come. Get some lights in there, tidy the toilets up a little bit.
And make it
to.
so.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be, every venue doesn't need to be a sticky floor, broken toilet punk venue from the 70s, because we don't need to be that anymore.
No.
And that doesn't mean you're not punk if the toilets are clean. It'd be nice to
Yeah.
go somewhere where you can enjoy watching the bands, basically. And the bands are getting out there supporting each other, and that's the only way it's going to go forwards, is just bands supporting each other, and not just going to
Big venues like the O2.
Yeah.
No,
You've got to
keep
go
the
out and
small
see each other.
venues alive.
You've got to know what's in your local scene
Yeah.
on a regular basis, because otherwise you're going to miss gems that you could be gigging with, and you never know where they're going to go.
No.
So it's,
Well, people need to be happy to pay 300 quid for a weekend festival, but not so happy to just to go to a local.
spend a fiver
No.
for 4
And-
days watching
Well, actually,
bands.
some
sometimes-
bands are free, and most of us, we don't really make any money out of it at all, really. So
But sometimes those bands that you did see in that, that tiny little pub,
They start
and
from-
next minute they're.
they had to start somewhere, and that's where it happens.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So,
You guys have very good merchandise on sale at your EP event. Is that still available? Are you continuing with the merch?
yes.
Where can people get it from if they wish?
At the moment, you're going to have to, because we're still looking into online options for an online shop where merch will be. It's just the case at the moment. Come and see us at gigs. Get in touch with us. Drop us a message through Facebook.
Yeah.
More than happy to stick some stuff out in the post if people want stuff in the meantime. Also get a shop set up. So just get us through Facebook, or ideally come to the gigs and we'll do it face to face.
Lastly, is there anything that you would like to share with us? Can you give us any details on anything that you might have coming up, or you
Upcoming
don't?
gigs.
So, coming gigs soon.
Anything that you'd wish to share?
Yeah, I mean we've got some. We've got a fun day out in Gloucestershire coming up in August, isn't it? August Bank Holiday weekend,
Okay.
which is a whole mixture of bands. Sort of reminds me of Guildfest.
What's the festival?
It used to have Sunshine Festival.
Okay.
So I think it's the biggest sort of family-based festival in the
Oh,
country.
always good one.
So who are we on the bill with?
So you've got like Scouting for Girls on there. You've got
Oh, you're doing that one, the Scout Girls,
some classics
brilliant.
like the Searchers and stuff out there. But they've also, when I looked at it, we got the list through, and there's a plethora of the boy bands from when I was growing up. So you've got E17,
Oh,
and there's part of me just like wow, and then there's a small part of me in the background going,
yeah! Yeah, like a fangirling out.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be there, just
That sounds amazing.
singing my way through steam.
And the tickets still available, do you know, to go?
They should be there. I think it's a 3-day festival, camping.
Yeah.
It's very family friendly, but still, I mean, you can still go down there, get a lot of beer inside you and have a good laugh.
Yeah.
So again, it reminds me of how Guildfest used to be in Guildford. It's got that good mixture of bands from over the years.
Doing that closely.
So it should be fun. Looking forward to that. Going to a few other gigs as well outside of playing.
You got dates off the top of your head, or should we just?
We've got Calm Fest at 42 next Saturday, the 4th. Was it? Yeah, May the 4th be with you day, so feel free to come down dressed in whatever you want. Then after that, we've got a few. We're down at Face Bar in Reading on the 31st of May, which will be nice. I haven't been down there yet. That's an old stomping ground of mine, so be interested to see a few faces down there. Then we're into Basingstoke the next day on the 1st of June at the Riverdene. There's some other stuff as well, which you can probably remember. It's just skip the top of my head.
I know you've got quite a few coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pass it.
Yeah, we've got a few gigs in Brighton as well. Out of all, I'd like to name a gig which is 6th of June, I believe. It's Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And we're supporting a band which is called The Dark. It's like a new metal band, which I think is very cool. So I think this gig will be very nice. And then yeah, we've got a few gigs booked in Brighton, Bergen, and Littlehampton as well. So
Cool.
Who else is on the
all
dark?
the website, hasn't it?
No?
pardon?
Who else is on the night playing with the dark?
I
Icarus,
think there's
Icarus.
Icarus Falls.
Yeah, the Icarus Falls as
Oh,
well
Icarus
that night.
Falls,
So it's going to
yeah.
be a
Yeah,
good
it's
mix of
gonna be
bands
nice,
all night.
That's
Mm.
good.
Be a real nice punchy gig.
Finally, just a little random one. If you were an animal, what animal would you be
I don't know.
and why? Answers, please.
I don't know, I really never thought about that. I would say dolphin.
You'd be queen of the sea. There you go.
I'd be a cat because they just lays around all day and get fed and are independent as well,
Yeah.
which is good. I like that.
Ah,
Free roaming.
taking two of my favourite animals.
I think you're.
I do feel a close affinity with the common squirrel.
Oh,
What about the posh squirrel?
No, just the common squirrel.
Just the common
just
one.
the
Yeah,
common
just
rogue.
the laser squirrel, not the Tory
Yeah,
squirrel.
The rogue squirrel.
Yes, the Tory squirrel does African speaking for 160
Goes
milligrams
down.
apparently, in China. But probably I'd have to go with anything that can fly.
Yeah.
I think just for the power of flight. So the Superman squirrel.
Mm.
Yeah, which definitely exists. I think.
Could be a flying fox.
Well, yeah, similar thing, but I want it to still have the S. Only little boots.
Right, guys, thank you so much for chatting with us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very
Good
much.
luck
Thank
with
you
all
very
your
much.
future events.
The OCS, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.